What would you do if you found a wallet stuffed with cash, more than enough to change your entire life, and no one was watching? Would you walk away, or would you take it and run? This is the story of a homeless girl named Ellie Carter, whose life took a sharp turn the moment her torn sneaker tapped something unexpected on the pavement. She had nothing, not a home, not a family, not even a warm coat. But what she chose to do with what she found shocked everyone, including the man who owned it. Stay with me, because by the end of the story, you'll understand why doing the right thing can be the most powerful force in the world. Rain fell in sharp slants over the skyline of Seattle, Washington, as Ellie Carter, 17, pressed her thin frame against the boarded-up side of an abandoned diner on 5th and Pine. Her hoodie was soaked through, her jeans caked with streak grime, and her fingers trembling from the cold. It had been 3 months since her father died of a heart attack, and just 2 days after his funeral, her stepmother kicked her out. "You're nothing but trouble, Ellie," she had said. "Go mooch off someone else." Since then, Ellie had been living in shadows, parks, alleyways, overpasses. She had nothing but a threadbare backpack, a tattered journal, and her father's old Navy dog tags. During the day, she wandered through downtown, begging for change, hoping for leftovers, and trying not to make eye contact with the people who pretended not to see her. At night, she curled up beneath construction scaffolding, lulled to sleep by the distant rumble of buses and sirens. But today, something was different. She heard whispers among the morning crowd about the annual Pacific Northwest Innovation Expo at the CenturyLink Center. A friendlier vendor was handing out muffins to kids. Another needed extra help managing foot traffic. It might be a chance to earn a few bucks. Ellie tucked her hands into her sleeves and made her way toward the stadium. The place was alive with color and noise. Drones buzzed overhead. Tech companies flashed neon logos. Food trucks spilled scents of barbecue, fried dough, and espresso into the air. Ellie let herself get lost in it for a while, just watching, until, just outside an electric vehicle display, her foot nudged a leather wallet half hidden beneath a folding chair. It was sleek, clean, and expensive. Her heart thudded as she picked it up and opened it. Inside were 30 crisp $100 bills. And tucked behind the cash, an ID. Michael Brandon Sawyer, CEO of Sawyer Tech Ventures. He looked like someone who had never been cold in his life. And the address on the card? Medina Heights, Seattle's wealthiest suburb. Ellie's hands shook. That could buy her months of safety, rent a room, get a prepaid phone, maybe even finish her GED. Her stomach twisted, half from hunger, half from temptation. She clutched the wallet to her chest and ducked behind a display tent. What should she do? Suddenly, a security guard began making rounds. Panicked, Ellie hid the wallet inside her backpack and slipped away, blending into the crowd. The war inside her began immediately. She spent the night near the old King Street station, curled up in a tarp-covered corner of the platform. Rain seeped through a gap and dripped steadily onto her hair. Her fingers toyed with the edges of the wallet as she replayed the two voices in her mind. One said, "You finally got lucky. Use it." The other, her father's voice, whispered, "Integrity is who you are when no one else sees." By morning, her decision was made. She would return it. But there was a catch. She had no phone, no money for a bus fare to Medina Heights, and no one to help her. So she started walking. She asked for help at a coffee stand. The barista gave her a cup of hot tea, but said, "Medina? That's across the lake. You'd need a car." At a nearby library, she asked to use the internet. The receptionist hesitated, but let her look up the address. 12 miles, across bridges, uphill, through neighborhoods where the sidewalks sparkled and the gates had security cameras. Along the way, she was stopped by a police officer. Her clothes, her smell, her presence alone raised suspicion. When he asked what she was doing, she explained. She had found a wallet and was trying to return it to its owner. He narrowed his eyes. "Let me see it." Ellie hesitated. "I need to give it to him myself. It's his." He called it in. Another officer arrived. They searched the wallet, saw the ID, verified the name, and after some murmured conversation, let her go. "You're lucky we didn't book you for possession," one officer muttered. "People lie every day." "I'm not a thief," she said softly. 2 days later, blistered, exhausted, and soaked to the bone, Ellie finally stood in front of the wrought iron gates of the Sawyer estate. The intercom buzzed as she pushed the button. A voice snapped. "Yes? I found something that belongs to Mr. Sawyer," she said. Moments later, 2 security guards appeared. One raised an eyebrow. "You found what?" Ellie held up the wallet with trembling hands. "This. I just want to return it." They eyed her suspiciously. "You expecting a reward?" "No," she said quietly. "Just Let him know someone honest still exists. To her surprise, after a tense pause, one guard made a call. Minutes later, the gates opened, and from the front door of the mansion, a tall man in a tailored jacket stepped out. Michael Sawyer. He didn't look angry. He looked curious. "You found this?" he asked. She nodded. "At the tech expo. I walked here to return it." He stared at her. Then slowly, he opened the wallet and counted the cash. All 30 bills. ID, emergency contact card, untouched. "You could have kept this." "I know." He was quiet for a long moment. Then he turned to his assistant. "Cancel my meetings. Bring her inside." Inside the mansion, Ellie received warmth, food, and for the first time in months, a sense of dignity. After she ate, Mr. Sawyer asked her story. She told him. Her dad, her stepmother, the streets, the wallet. Then came the twist. Michael leaned forward. "What if I told you that wallet was planted?" She froze. "What?" "Not stolen. Not lost. Planted. I left it on purpose. I was running an experiment. For a year, I left wallets all over the city. Parks, restaurants, hotels. Not a single one came back. Until you." Ellie stared at him. "I wanted to find one person who still believed in decency. Turns out, I found her." From that moment, her life changed. Michael didn't just thank her. He gave her a paid internship at Sawyer Tech, enrolled her in a housing program, provided mentorship, and 1 year later, when she pitched a youth shelter project for Seattle's homeless teens, he backed it with a $1.5 million grant. Now, Ellie Carter is the director of outreach at Hope Bridge Youth Initiative. The girl who once slept in bus stops now helps others find safe places to dream. And every time someone asks her how she made it, she says just one thing: "I returned a wallet. But what I really found was myself." Moral of the story: integrity creates opportunities that fortune alone cannot. Ellie's honesty not only transformed her life, but proved that character still matters in a world often distracted by shortcuts.